Hey everybody, welcome back to another video, and today we got ourselves the Tournament of Power first half walkthrough. Bit of a late going, but we'll get past that. Let's have a quick look at the team here. Obviously we got ourselves the Sun family team as it was suggested by you. So this is the way we're going to be running right here. Obviously everyone's going to be French rank 10, and the majority of our units are going to be all in A tier. I haven't been able to get them to Zenkai 7 because I cannot unless I actually do TOP. So there's that. So I mean, other than that, not much else to say other than get straight into this here with our first match going to be right above us, and it's going to be the Cell Saga. Bit of a tricky one to say at least, but it should be doable. I can see this is the way we're going to have the team right here. You can, if you want to, put on a Nappa, but it is the first fight. It's only 3 fists, so it shouldn't matter too much. So I say we get straight into this here. And so the way we do this here is you get rid of this cell first here. Then you would get rid of instant transmission. Then I would suggest maybe getting rid of the perfect cell, this Gohan, and then these two at the end. I'm not 100% too sure on this. Either you can do this here or maybe go for Gohan third, but for now we're going to have a look at this here, see how well we do. We're going to not skip this here, and again, let's see how well we do. If we fail, we will not use this method again. Okay, so despite that going decently well, I found my first flaw. This Goku and his typing, because I believe he is strike attack, we still got the full kill. So, I mean, it wasn't bad. So, I mean, you can use that if you want to. And, yeah, let's move on. Next fight, going to be this one right here, which is just LOE, because this one is way too difficult compared to this here. Whereas this here is, like, easily going, so let's get into it. Okay, so, this is the way we're going to have to fight right here. Now, there was obviously a massive flaw. You could have put this Goku either way, because look at these stats. The stats are eerily similar, but he is prolifically more strike based. So again, that was the flaw last time. But, I mean, other than that, this should be the way we could be going with this here. So, let's get into it and see how well we do. Okay, see, the way you do this fight is you get rid of this cooler first, then you get rid of this Frieza. Get rid of this cooler, get rid of Chilled, this Frieza, and this Frieza. Also, now that I'm thinking of it, swap out the Gohan. Swap out the purple EX Gohan. And I'm going to do that right now. So, this is the way we're going to have to fight right here. Still keeping with the same formation we did. There's nothing as much changed. That is going to be the main problem, that Gohan, because if he does get hit by Frieza's thing, it's game over. Also, just give me one more second. Okay, so I just need to double check everyone will strike. Everyone is strike. So that's all good. Other than that, let's move on. And I'm going to make sure I skip this battle. Okay, so coming out of that fight, how well are we looking? Alright, 1.3, not bad. Gohan taking a wee bit, but we got a super attack with him, so that's good. Let's move on. Next fight going to be this one right here. Easy enough fight. You could go for this here if you wanted to, and by all means go for it, because we're going to be ending up in the same place regardless. But I'm going to take this one, because it's actually, that's a wee bit easier, so let's get into it. Okay, so yeah, this is going to be the way we're going to do this fight right here. That's the way, yep, there you go. This is the way we're going to do the fight right here. Now, it might look slightly odd, and I am going to be taking these two off, only because the amount of greens that are on the team. There's no reds, there's no point. The amount of greens on there. I can't do much about Kaioken Goku, but we're going to move on regardless and see how well we do. Okay, so the way you do this here is you get rid of these two first immediately. Then you would get rid of this Vados, get rid of Kaba, Kefla, and then Hit. Also, this is going to be the first time we're going to be showing off Kaioken, see how well he does. Should be good. So, yeah. Again, this is the proper way to do this here, because he does heal characters. She heals characters, she heals characters. He's stunned on turn 2, so you get rid of him immediately. Other than that, let's get straight into it. Yeah, so coming out of that fight, how well are we looking? Okay, Goten and Kaioken took a wee bit. Was expected, but we still got the full kill nonetheless, so we're going to move on. Next fight going to be this one right here. This is the Game Force, because this one is a no-go, and this one is a can go, but for points reference, you better go with this here. But if you want to be safe, go ahead and do this fight right here. Easy enough fight. And this is the way you do the fight. The way you form a team is up to you, but just to make sure you attempt to get every single one of these here. So other than that, I'm going to get straight into this here. Okay, so I think this is going to be the way we're going to do this fight right here. Nothing special, took off Kaioken. If you want to put on Nappa, go ahead. But I wouldn't say I would advise it because there's not too many like defense or support types. Like maybe 2 of them and Goldo. But other than that, nothing else major. Let's get straight into it. And the way you do this fight is you get rid of these 3 first in this order, because he heals himself. He's defense unit and he's just a sparking unit, so he's already got a massive advantage on that. Then you get rid of Goldo, Jason and Burter. Burter's not too much to deal with, neither is Jace or Goldo. Realistically the first 3 is your main priority, the other 3 is the way you do it last, but other than that let's move on. And coming out of that fight, how well are we looking? Okay, not too shabby, 1.3, full kill, not too bad, let's move on. Next fight gonna be this 5-fist stage right here, which is more or less what we went up against before. Or you could go for this here, but I don't advise it. And this one is just a no-go. So we're gonna go ahead and do this here. Okay, so yeah, this is the way we essentially did the first, it's just more or less the way you did the first time. But now this time we actually have them set the strikes, so it's be a bit better, a wee bit easier. So let's get straight into this here. Okay, so yeah, the way you do this fight, I mean, you could do it the same way as you did before. With like this formation here, or alternatively, if you want to, you could put Cell 4th, but there wouldn't be too much. Your main worry, technically speaking, would be this Cell, this Goku, and maybe this Trunks, because we've seen the amount of damage he did to Gohan in the first fight, so there is that. But other than that, I'm gonna keep it like this here, see how well this goes. And yeah, let's get straight into it. And coming out of that fight, how well are we looking? Okay, 1.6 million, full kill. Not too bad. Not much at all, let's move on. Next fight gonna be, not this one. Although you can do this one if you want to, but I don't advise it. We're gonna do this one, because it's literally the piss easiest of all of them, so let's move on. We're gonna keep it like this here. I would say go for points. But if I'm being completely honest, literally everybody is in A tier. And Nappa's the only one in S tier, so realistically there's not much you can do. So other than that, I say we just move straight on. The way you do this fight is give rid of these 3, get rid of Broly, Goten and this Goku. There's nothing much to say about this here. Again, the Cooler and the Goku, I have done it with Gohan, Goku and then Cooler. But realistically you can alternate between the 2 as long as you have the rest of the formation like this here, you're more or less fine. Let's move on. Okay, so coming out of that fight, how well are we looking? Okay, Gohan took a bit of damage, but more or less full kill. Nonetheless, move on. Next fight gonna be this one right here, because again, it's easy enough. If you want to do this fight, don't bother, it's no. And this one is also a no-go. So, let's get straight into this here. Okay, see, and this is where we're gonna have to fight right here. Again, I'm not taking advantage of these sustained damage cuts because the way I want to try and do this here is attempt to get this Goten's wee bit of support. That's the only thing I'm saying. So yeah, let's move on into the actual fight. And the way you do this fight is you get rid of these 2 first immediately, then get rid of 21, Chi-Chi, Boo and then Sin. Although yes, Sin does do like debuffs and I think does some support to the team. If it's not Shadow Dragons, no one cares. So let's move on. And the way we get out of this fight is Gohan's taking a lot of damage. That's why I have him next to the healer. But we got the full kill nonetheless, so we're going to move on. Next fight going to be this one right here. Or you can do this one. Actually, I think it is this one that we do right here. Although we're nearing the end of the board. But I think it's this one right here. Let me just quickly double check. Okay, see, yeah, no, it is this one right here. It's easy enough, so let's get into it. And this is the only way and the proper way to be doing this here. There's nothing else, because again, it's mono red. No point in bringing in yellows. Bring in every other color but yellow. So we're gonna move on. And the way you do this fight is you get rid of this Cooler, then you get rid of Tapion, get rid of Goku, get rid of Vegeta, Black, and then Great Saiyan 1-2. That's all I have to say. So let's get into it. And coming out of that fight, how well are we looking? Okay, not bad, 1.4 million, full kill, nonetheless, move on. Next fight gonna be this one right here, because this one is a can go to, but it's less points. But if you want to go for this one, go right ahead. The way I do this here is you do it like this here, and then just sort your team out with regards to the tiles that are sitting here as much as you can. But I'm gonna go for this one because it's not bad. It's not the worst, but it's not the easiest. So let's get into it. Okay, so yeah, this is what we're going to do this fight right here. I would put this Gohan into one of the blast tiles, but for regards to healing, it's better if I just keep it like this here. Also, if you wonder why I'm not using Nappa, it's because for just ease really, and because this Goku actually does have a decent ability to where he does gain an extra strike attack on a 20% chance. So it's better if I just do this like this here. So let's get into it. The way you do this fight is you get rid of Dragon Fist, and you get rid of Super Saiyan 4, get rid of Kakarot, get rid of these two, and then this Goku. Other than that, so we move on. If you want to swap out this Super Saiyan Goku and then this Super Saiyan 2, switch those two about, by all means go for it. It won't change too much, but for now we're going to get into it. Okay, so coming out of that fight, how are we looking? Okay, so definitely heal a wee bit. Full kill. Again, this is the only thing about this Goku that you need to be wary about, is because of that special move, he absolutely gets a lot of it. So, other than that, let's move on. Next fight gonna be this one right here. Bit difficult, but it's easy enough. Because this one is, technically speaking, a no-go, but you can do it. It's just better not to. And this one is also a no-go, but you can deal with it. But we're gonna get for points, and it's an easy enough fight. And yeah, no, there's like literally nothing else to this here, so we're gonna move on because this is just the best team for it. The way you do this fight is get rid of these three first. Immediately get rid of those three. Get rid of Gokua, Black, and then this EX Goku. Other than that, there's nothing else much left to do, and let's move on. And come out of that fight, how well are we looking? Okay, 2.3 million, full kill, easy enough. We're gonna move on. Now you can go 2 alternate paths, you can see from the pattern on the right. You can go all the way up to this Wii stage, or you can sacrifice yourself a wee bit and go for a wee bit of extra points and end up with here, because over here is a slightly easier over the next few fights. That's all I will say, compared to here, where you would have to go for here, because here you can do, but actually I know you would have to go and do this here, which is a bit difficult. But, I mean, other than that, you can switch. This here would definitely give you more points, as a wee bit of an easier lead up, but for the sake of points, I'm going to do it like this here. If you're going to do this way, go right ahead. It's just left, and straight forward. I'm going to go right, straight forward. This is the way I'm going to do this fight right here. Again, there's nothing much to say about it, other than let's get straight into this here. If you want to put on Nappa, go right ahead. Maybe swap out the Gohan, because that Black might be a bit of an issue, but we're going to move on nonetheless. The way you do this fight is you get rid of these two immediately. Yeah, you do it like this here. Then you get rid of this Zamasu, get rid of Black, this Zamasu, and then this here Zamasu. Again, he does do debuffs if you kill him, but if you do get hit by it, he does form a super a bit quickly, similar to the yellow Super Saiyan Goku from the Sun family fight we did before. He does get his super attack quickly, so if you want to go for him a bit earlier, go right ahead. But this is why I'm going to do this here, and let's see how well we do this here. And now that I'm thinking of it, there is 2 purples with 1 green, with 1 blue. I might swap out the Kaioken for the yellow Super Saiyan Goku, and that's probably what I'm going to do. Let's get into it. But again, that's the only change, everything else stays the exact same. Okay, so coming out of that fight, how well are we looking? Okay, so we did tank a wee bit, 1.7 million, and we did get hit by the super attack. But again, there's not much you can really do against this fight, so yeah, now let's move on. Next fight going to be, not this one because it's just a no-go, not this one because it's also a no-go, the one right in front of us. It's an easy enough fight, so let's get into it. And this is the way we do this fight right here. Not much of a change, just swapped out the Gokus, so let's get into it. The way you do this fight is you get rid of Super Saiyan 3, then you get rid of Super Saiyan 4, then you get rid of the Transforming. You're a Kakarot, this Super Saiyan 3, and then MUI at the end. That's the only way to realistically do it, so let's get into it. And come out of this fight, how well are we looking? Okay, the Super Saiyan Goku's taking a wee bit, but we're still healing up with everybody else. Full kill nonetheless, brief stage, not too bad, so let's move on. Last fight, obviously going to be this one right here. Shouldn't be too difficult, but we're still going to have to be cautious. Okay, so yeah, this is the way we're going to have to fight right here. Again, not too much of a change, just swapped out the way it's rotated. If you want to put on Nappa, again, go right ahead. It will definitely give you more points. But there is 2 greens, 2 decently powerful greens, so it's best just to keep as many blues off as you can. And yeah, no, other than that, let's go on. The way you do this fight is you get rid of a pool, get rid of Orlin, get rid of the blue guy, Ramon, Shisami, and then Rowberry, I think. Again, I haven't used or seen Shisami in a long ass time, so for all I know he could hit hard, but I'm gonna bank that he doesn't. So yeah, let's get into it. And let's see. That did not make sense in English at all, that's like low battery. 1.8 million, full kill, nonetheless it wasn't a half bad fight, so we're gonna see whereabouts we end off with. 19 million. Alright, fair enough. First fight didn't get a million, so might have been from that, but nonetheless. Obviously I'm gonna be a lot lower than I would have normally been, but there's a lot of movies and a lot of movies at the moment. Again, I wouldn't say they're going to be like the top team forever. There's a guy here running with the Super Saiyan Goku on a more or less Saiyan team, that's fair enough. Let's see, I end up obviously not going to be very high, but I mean here, 14,000 is not bad. That's not bad at all. I'll take it most definitely. Hope you did enjoy it. See you all in the next video.